What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Monday. I'm currently out, but I saw at this point a couple hours ago, what is it? Genesis? New Yu-Gi-Oh format. Genesis was revealed. And at first I was like, oh, what? Did Regenesis get like a second archetype? Like, what's going on here? But no, we actually got an alternative format. And not only that, I'll get into that in a second. You guys haven't seen that yet. But more importantly, the format's gonna get prizing, a YC and a YCS. It's getting its own thing, its own sanctioned part at YCS. And it's also getting its own YCS, which is huge. This is huge. I mean, this is the equivalent of like Edison getting its own YCS. This is crazy. Like, this is like, I was not expecting this. I'm really excited for this format. I'm really looking forward to this. I was not expecting Konami to release a new format. And the best part is it's catering towards older people who used to play the game and quit when pendulums were announced. So let me get into the actual meat and potatoes of the format in case you guys don't know. So basically, long story short, every card is unbanned. The only cards are banned are Link monsters and Pendulum monsters. So this is really good for people who play like Hat format or anything before that. If you liked old LOB format, you're gonna like this format. This format's for you. But yeah, every card has a point value. Most cards are gonna have 0 points, which means you play up to 3 copies of your deck and that's it. You don't have to worry. But most events will have a 100 point cap, which means if a card is worth 100 points, you can only have that card in your deck. And then any card that is worth points, you can't have in the rest of your deck. So you can only have a maximum 100 points. This can actually change depending on the event. Like maybe local might do 150, maybe a local will do 0 points, so any card with a point you can't actually use in that format. There's actually a lot of opportunities for this, which is actually a really good idea. And basically, for instance, let me give you an example. Say I'm a Speed Void player, and all my Speed Void cards are at 0 points. We're chilling. I want to play a card like Baron de Fleur. I think Baron de Fleur is like, what, like a 60-point card? Basically, I only have 40 more points to really play with. And then another example I can give is hand traps. Hand traps are, I think, like 5 to 10 points. Say Ash Blossom is a 10-point card. Baron de Fleur is a 60-point card. This means in my Speed Void deck, I can play Baron de Fleur, but I can only play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. And then say Veiler, Effect Veiler is also 10 points. I can only play 1 Effect Veiler, and that's it. That's all the point values I can play in terms of card quality. And I think this is actually a really good way to do it. It basically makes it so that like you can, on your own, basically create your own format, which I think is a very open way to do it, open-ended way to do it. I think this is actually a really healthy way to do it. Konami and they also said they are open to, they will be updating the ban list based on the point value system every like month or two, which is awesome. So if a deck is broken in this format, they can just change the values and skew it a little bit. And I actually really like this change because this is another card game I play. It's called One Piece. It's off the anime, of course. And in that card game, there's these decks. Basically, decks have leaders. You have to play a leader. You choose a leader, and then whatever color that leader is, you can play cards of that color. And basically, there was this deck. It was called I think it was what is it, Blue Purple Luffy, and that deck was broken. That was such a broken deck, and they basically banned 2 very high quality monsters, characters equivalent in Yu-Gi-Oh monsters in that deck. But they only banned those cards being used in those decks. So basically, you can still play those cards in any other like blue or purple deck, but you can't use them in in Blue Purple Luffy. It's basically a way of basically balancing the decks so they can't play this overpowered card, but other decks can that needed it. And this is actually a very similar solution here. Yes, Baron isn't banned now, but a deck like Speed Void can play it, and it's not that detriment to the deck. Obviously, you can't play Ash Blossom, you can't play as many Ashes and Veilers. I don't know the actual points of these cards. I haven't like studied all these cards yet, obviously. But assuming that's the case, you can't only have a limited number of cards. So it actually doesn't break that many strategies. Another thing too is, let me give you another example. Snake Eyes. I saw OSS has 100 dang points, which means that's the only point value card you can play. So you can't play Baron and OSS in your Snake Eyes deck, which is awesome. Side note, again, Link monsters are banned, so you don't have to worry about that. So I don't think Snake Eyes is gonna be trash, right? There's no way it's gonna be good. Fire King looking pretty good, let me tell you. But no, when I saw this format, the first thing I thought was, wait a minute, Genesis, Regenesis. The Regenesis cards were obviously made for this format, right? Like, that's not the way it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this format. It's basically a custom format. We can do whatever we want in that format. It's basically up to Konami to basically assign point values to these archetypes that deserve it. For instance, another one I saw, D-Shifter. D-Shifter should be 100 points. That motherfucker should not pay what, like 10 points? That doesn't make any sense. No, D-Shifter should be a 100-point card. Flip that card. And another interesting point about this format is cards like Pot of Greed. Those cards are not hit. I think Pot of Greed has 30 points, which means you can play 3 copies of Pot of Greed in your Genesys deck and then have an extra 10 points to do whatever you want. That's insane. You can play like Graceful Charity also is not on the list. Like, it's on the list as like, I don't know, like 20 points or something. It doesn't really matter. Basically, this format's awesome. It's getting rid of the problems with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Where a lot of people left the game because of pendulums and link monsters. You're getting rid of that. You're adding some old cards with, a little bit of a nerf. You can't use them in every deck. You have to pick and choose. And I think that's actually a really cool way to do it. I'm actually like so excited for this format. And the best part is for you guys, there's so much content that can be made with things being changed monthly and basically different strategies. There's so many more strategies than modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I have to play Fua, I have to play Ash, I have to play Veil, I have to play Impermanence, I have to play Nib, stuff like that. In this, you don't have that much room. You have to gauge power levels. Also, the ceiling is a lot lower. We don't have cards like flipping IP Masquerena. We don't have that. Like, you have to rely on Fusion, Synchros, Xyz, and then your main deck. I think that's a really cool way, a lot more lower to the ground for Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Link Monsters really, it made the game go a lot faster. I don't think pendulums are inherently our problem. It kills some decks, like, I guess, like Melodious or whatever, but, like, I think pendulums is a little too confusing, and it basically just allows people who are trying to get back into the game, actually back into the game, which is awesome. And all these cards are already pretty cheap, and they're getting a lot of reprints recently, which I guess we can now go back in hindsight why these cards getting reprinted in the Megatins makes a lot of sense. Pot of Green reprinted, cards like Dark Matter, I guess. I don't know if Dark Matter is even on the list. I'm assuming it is. It's probably like a 40-point card or whatever. But yeah, I guess some problems I see with this. Obviously, the point system is going to get a little confusing. At first, I was like, oh, wait, is there no calculator for this? Like, how are people going to just... There is. I haven't used it yet. As soon as I'm home tonight, I'll be looking at that. But assuming it's the calculating and the deck making process isn't difficult, that's the best way you could do it. Because basically, you can put in your deck, and then the calculator will tell you, hey, you have 102 points. You can't play this deck. You have to get rid of some cards. That is the first thing I thought of. Because doing this in person is already going to be a nightmare. Like, how am I supposed to go through someone's deck and check to make sure, hey, they have 100 points? But in the end, you don't have to care, because already in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can get deck checked at the regional, and then they have to go through, dueling Neuron to make sure your thing is already connected and the same. So that problem already exists, so that's not really a new problem. Like, the only problem you really have to deal with is, hey, are we going to do a 100-point tier, or are we going to do 50-point tier? That's kind of what you have to deal with. Or you can do 0-point tier. This is actually awesome. Another thing that I didn't say already was, this is going to be locals. Locals are, I don't know which ones, obviously, but locals are confirmed to have this as an alt format. So I don't know if my locals is going to have this, but I'm hoping like a bigger locals by me will have this, which is going to be awesome. It's basically just another way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I am really looking forward to this format. I have to obviously look into some of the cards, and obviously cards can change and whatever. But this is awesome. I do like Link Monsters. I do like Xyz Monsters. These are, I like Xyz Monsters then Link Monsters. I do like Xyz Monsters. So decks like Trap Tricks, for instance, I'm just gonna give you guys another example. Sarah is banned. This is tough. I'm not gonna lie. Sarah is a broken card. But at the end of the day, the formats already have a lower ceiling, so I don't think it's that big of a problem. We still have Fleazy and stuff. So I don't think those are cards bad. Like, we still have most of the Trap Tricks monsters. So, like, we can still play Trap Tricks. Nothing's changed about that. The only real concern I have is some power traps they're pretty much banned. Like, for instance, I think a Dimensional Barrier, that card is a 100-point card. So you can only have one copy of it, and then that's it. You can't have any more in your deck. You can't have any other point valued card in your deck. So obviously, we're not playing a card like that. But pretty much, other than that, like, that's it. Like, I'm assuming we'll be able to play staples and stuff. And I think cards like Veil or Ash, I mean, they're still going to be good, but I think cards like Nib are probably going to be worse, because combos are going to be a lot worse, and then, like, the ceiling, I don't know. We're going to have to see. Like literally, I haven't tested this format. People were made, known of it that's going to be coming out in a couple of days, but, they didn't test it yet. We have no way of testing it. So this is the start of something new. We're going to be able to try something new in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not just going to be modern. Now we can try Genesys. But yeah, I'm thinking about playing Regenesis. I'm assuming no Regenesis card on our list. All the cards are main deck. I don't fucking care. Flippin' run it. I don't have to worry about it. The deck already played like Xyz Monsters. So like, flippin', I don't really care. Flippin' run it. There is one thing, and this is gonna be a general criticism for you guys, not Konami, you guys. I don't know. We always attack Konami for making decisions. But in general, I think that them creating this format and potentially product for this format, they can make product for this format and just gravitate to a new audience. Like, genuinely, this is a critique to people. And I'm not, at the end of the day, I'm not saying you can't criticize a company. By any means, you can criticize a company. It's fine. If they do something bad, they should be known, they should be told, hey, you're doing this bad, you should stop this. And that doesn't go away because of Konami. But at the end of the day, I think it's pretty weird that people are still gonna be clowning on Konami. Like, at the end of the day, I get it, right? They're a company, but at the end of the day, like, their company, they're gonna be making decisions. Multiple people making the decisions. It doesn't outline everybody's values and stuff. We all love this game. We all put money in this game. We want to see it succeed. And I understand that, like, hey, they don't make the perfect decisions all the time with ban lists and stuff and decision trees, like, I don't know, like making the card pool for Edison and like sanctioned Konami sanctioned events, making the modern versions of those cards. Like, at the end of the day, they can do whatever they want. It's basically up to you if you want to enjoy it and how you're gonna take on that challenge, right? But you can't keep on saying, hey, Konami, make a new format. They do and still complain about it. Like, you know what I mean at the end of the day? I think a lot of people are anti-companies and especially anti-Konami when they're doing this. They literally, we've been asking for an all format for years now and they finally did it. And I already know people are still gonna be complaining. Obviously, I want Dimensional Shifter ban. Like, that card should not be, what, 10 points? That's dumb. Like, that card should be 100 points. That card should not be even in the discussion for it. I just want to reflect and say, hey, thank you, Konami. You guys listen to us. We want an all format. Obviously, they're doing prizing for it. They're going to have their own event in 2026, their own YCS for this event. They're trying to make it big. And that's the biggest thing I want to emphasize here. They're trying to do it. They're trying to make a new format. They're trying to do it again, kind of what Speed Duel was doing. They're really trying to make it work. And I can't thank Konami enough. Thank you guys so much. Like, oh my God, I love this game. All right, I hope you guys do too. This format's really cool. It basically makes it so you have a custom ban list in terms of what you want and in terms of power. You can ban cards if you want, like, and by banning, I mean making it, like, if a card is worth 100 points, the card isn't banned, it's just the power of that deck is just gonna be a lot lower. It's not banned, but it's effectively banned. That's how I feel it, you know what I mean? I'm really excited for this format. If you guys want to see some content for this format, I am more than happy to do it. Again, at the end of the day, the hardest part about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is making content, especially in paper. It's just the accessibility of it. I'm really looking forward to this format. I am so excited for it. I'm probably eyeing down Genesys. I have to check the list out, but I'm eyeing Genesys. I love that deck. That deck is so cool. And now you can play your lower to the ground decks. I think this is awesome. But yeah, if you guys want to see content for this, let me know. Let me know what decks you guys are looking forward to building. And yeah, I hope you guys will see you in the next one. Thanks guys so much for watching. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much.